Welcome to Point of View. I'm Tania Nugent. Coming up today, women candidates reflect on their experiences in the 2017 national election. One country, one flag. Can we have unity amongst the regionalism that permeates our society? And what about the daughters? Do the words of our national anthem need an upgrade? Yes, happy independence to you all, and happy independence to you, Philma Kelleguy. Welcome to our program.
Thank you. I'm so excited. Happy independence.
And our guest today, Vani Nades, who is the director at Ncd Street Training and Consultancy, and also was a candidate in the Rigo open seat in the recent elections. Welcome.
Yes, thank you very much. Thank you, Tania, and happy independence to you as well.
Thanks. And Silver Pasco of Pasco Promotions, PNG's premier professional party thrower. Got it out, which sounds like fun. It's a lot of hard work though.
It is a lot of hard work. Thank you for having me.
Thank you. Okay, so tomorrow the whole nation will be celebrating our 42nd anniversary of nationhood. So before we find out from Sylvia what's happening in the nation's capital tomorrow, we thought we'd ask the people out there on the streets what Independence Day means to them.
What does independence mean to you, ladies?
Celebration, being happy with at least our country has independence.
I'm Muslim, thinking back all something well born or something. Papua New Guinea sim lamb, like celebrating Independence Day lamb.
It's like our cultural show and like our culture, like that.
And what do you guys celebrate on Independence?
It's like you guys it's not for fun, but it's for our country. We celebrate for our country.
What does independence mean to you?
It's a time to celebrate our country's independence and show our culture to the world.
And what do you have to celebrate?
I have to celebrate culture, my traditions, and celebrate where I came from.
Independence Day is a remembrance of the newborn of this beautiful country, PNG.
And what do you have to celebrate?
I have to celebrate anything under the sun to remember our independence, since other countries does. So Papua New Guinea, I think it's good to think of what our forefathers has been thinking of.
Yes, independence is always probably the most exciting time of the year for us.
Oh, it is.
And I have to confess, I'm probably the only person at this table that was alive when it happened. I was 7 years old. I remember that day as clearly as ever. It's probably one of the highlights. The highlight for me was seeing how big that flag was, the flagpole and the flag on Independence Hill. So what about you guys? What's your independence traditions, if you have any?
Oh, I just go watch the cultural shows, hang out with family, friends. I like the whole community spirit. Yeah. It's a great time.
Oh yes, it is. I'll be heading back to the village to dance my kitoro, traditional dancing with my people. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that.
Wow. Yeah. And of course, probably the biggest celebration and gathering will be here in the nation's capital. There's going to be a street party. Silver Pasco, you're right in the thick of it right now, organising everything. Tell us what's going on.
Okay, so the Ncd Street Festival, like what you do for independence, most independence I'm working through, but I'm really lucky that I have the relationship to do jobs like this, so I get to at least be in the thick of it. Paga Hill Ring Road, last year we turned that into a street festival. It was the first time to do it. It was difficult. It was very different for us because usually when you're looking for a venue, at the top of your mind is always security. You think about how is that place set up, what are the wind elements, the weather, how is that going to affect it, what are the entry and exit points. So when Governor said, look, I want it out on a street, someplace everybody can get to and it's open to all, I just thought, okay, this is going to be interesting. But we went down to Paga Hill and we got a lot of great partners involved and we set that up in the first year. It was really basic last year. We just wanted cultural groups, a little contemporary in there with some musicians and some dead. dance groups and things like that, and just give everyone an opportunity to sell arts and crafts and PNG food, and just celebrate what it is to be Papua New Guinean. So this year, we've amped it up a little bit. We've got some sponsors like Keynote and that involved, which takes a lot of weight off you, because we're really stringent on how we spend money. Like I mean, you know me, I'm really like, I have I just want things to be done right and not anyone to feel like they're taken advantage of and that. So we work really hard around that. So when Keynote stepped in and said, look, we'll take care of your sound, I thought, oh, thank God. It means we can get more sing groups in, more performers in, and have more fun. So this year we've got the main stage set up, which you're going to have some big artists like, I don't know if I can name all of them, but I'll name Anthem will definitely be there. So that's a personal favourite for a lot of people. There's a lot of groups that you might not have heard of before, like Cedar Band of Hohola and O1. They're up and coming, they're vibrant, they're young, they're just really great people putting on good music. So we're giving opportunities like that. And then we've got like Watete group that's going to be there all week, all throughout that weekend, walking around, cracking jokes, just having fun. You know what they're like. Magicians. And then the Sing stage, like as soon as you walk into that area, that stage is just going to have group after group after group going all day. And then all the stalls. Okay, so we've got arts and crafts stalls, and then we've got PNG food being sold, but we've got these massive tents that we've set up where you guys would know, like there's a lot of free activities that happen around the city as it is, but people don't know about them. They don't know that they can go to free mixed martial arts classes in one area. They could do free yoga classes in their neighborhood, Zumba classes, art classes. They don't know that. So we're putting them on display. They're going to do free classes for everyone throughout those 2 days. Everyone can just give it a go, and you might find a hidden passion that you never knew you had before, And that's the biggest thing, finding these talents that maybe never picked up a paintbrush before. Even the spray cans, we're going to graffiti one of my shipping containers, so come and give it a go. You never know, you guys might have some hidden talents.
I'm not artistic, but I will.
No. You don't know that though, you don't know that.
Give it a go.
That's what I love about this, and that's what we want to create, this opportunity again for the SMEs, for the little guy. We've all been there when you're kickstarting something off. Nobody gives you a chance. They don't open a door and say, here's a free space or a free platform. So I feel really passionate about, the opportunity that Governor Parkop's given us basically, and said, let's try and make that happen. So again, we're just trying to create as much opportunity like that to celebrate who we are culturally, same time who we are in the modern PNG, and what NCD has to offer that, again.
Fantastic. We need to take a very quick break now, but later in the program, One Country, One Flag. Does regionalism unite or divide us? But up next, we unpack the outcome for women in the aftermath of the national elections. Stay with us. Welcome back to Point of View. As we gear up for tomorrow's celebrations to mark our nation's independence and reflect on how far we've come as a nation, one area where we seem to have gone backwards is with the representation of women in our parliament. When the national elections wrapped up and the final results came in, many were stunned that no women at all were counted amongst the 111 seats. In the immediate aftermath, the UNDP moved swiftly to gather as many of the women candidates together to reflect on and share their experiences from the campaigns and polling. They held a 2-day forum that was open to anyone interested in addressing what could be viewed as a major setback. It was an intense and focused 2 days, culminating in a 2-page outcome document which includes a series of recommendations. So Vani, you were there. Yes. Before we look at some of those recommendations, first of all, congratulations on putting yourself forward to contest in the elections. Yes. We were right behind you all the way as women. What were some of the hurdles and the barriers and the obstacles that you found during campaign and polling?
Okay, I ran for the Rigo Open as a candidate, as an independent candidate, and I think Rigo has the highest female candidate, about 8 of us there. And for me as an individual, actually, I had a good time. It was the first time, so basically going to all the villages, having to go through that, and there's so much to be done out there. And one thing I found about there was culturally, we are, we're so culturally minded that, men are supposed to be the ones, leading, and it's dominated by men. And it was so hard for me to get the message across that, we women are here, we are capable of doing these things. So trying to break that barrier to have the mindset of our village people saying, here we are. Because women are there, mostly men think, and everybody thinks that women belong to the kitchen. But they actually undermine their capabilities that we women are capable. If we can manage a house, definitely we can manage the affairs of the country too. So here we are, putting our foot out. Give us a chance to actually lead. We've been led by the men for the last 40 plus years. We're going to be 42 years of independence now. And we haven't seen any change in Rigo.
Worked out for us, PNG.
Yeah, we haven't seen any changes in Rigo. So I'm saying, yes, we appreciate what men have done, but at the same time, give us women chance too. So there were 8 of us. So basically when I was out there, I was also campaigning for my fellow women as well. There's 8 of us, so at least it's 1, 2, 3. Mm-hmm. So give us that opportunity to, be one of your leaders as well and see the change that we can bring in. Yes, we have our donors to come and help you. At the same time, if we have the government resources, if we put them together, definitely you will see that there's things happening in every villages. So as I traveled through my journey in Rigo doing my campaign message, my message was just simple. It was simple because a lot of our village people are illiterate too. They can't read, they can't write, and we are also more into, family ties that led us into trying to break that barrier that, hey, we are here, but actually those family ties were there, which you can't break, because if one of your family members is standing, that's it. You can't think of, other candidates as well. Because your family, you're related, that's it. You don't have any other chances of thinking, okay, these are all the women here, let us see them.
Yeah.
But it's very hard. At the same time, you must also have money to be out there. At the end of it, we have to have money. We can't demand for, hey, give us free seats. We need to be out there to, at least be on our own merit to battle it out and say, yes, we are here. So we can't underestimate the potential of women capabilities, because we believe we can do it as well. So my message was simple, telling them what women can do, and here I am at my own merits, that yes, I can be able to help you. Together we can be able to make things work. It's not about me alone, but if you and I work together, definitely we can make things happen. So some of the challenges I faced was just finance, because I ran independent, and every campaign trails I had was my own funding with my partner savings. We put them together, and I was lucky enough to invest earlier that helped me throughout the campaigns. And of course I had so much support from my friends who were backing me up every week just to, get my campaign going. So I was actually, on the trail with my campaign. So it was a good experience as a young candidate. And of course, gender equality, we talk about gender equality, but we don't see it out there, because we think that, it's always man, 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 man. No, it's not. But if men and women sit down together, we can be able to make a difference. Yeah. So we're not saying, we women, we can do things, but yes, women are here. Look at us, we can be able to be part of your, solutions, not problems.
Yes.
So we can be part of your solutions as well. Right. So let us all work together and make things happen. So it was quite challenging too, in terms of especially mindset of people. Mindset of people and their attitude. So I had to challenge the status quo big time. Yeah. And it's all about money, money, money. You give me money, I vote for you.
Did you face much discrimination?
Oh yes.
Like up front to your face?
I did face discrimination, especially to my fellow, male candidates as well. There were other good men out there, but I was told that, I'm young, what am I going to do? I was told that I'm a female, what can you do? What have you done? All these things. And then they go to their campaign, they actually speak against me, but my campaign was not about spoiling anybody else. Yeah. My campaign was all about telling them what I can do as a female candidate. and the potentials that I have, that I can be able to work together with you. So it's all about you making the change. So it is in your hands to make the change. So what you select today will set the future for tomorrow. So it is time now that you need to make sure that you choose the right leader to set that pace, because it is all in your hands.
Okay, just very quickly, can we just move on to the UN forum that was held,
yes.
and what were some of the things that came out of that?
It was a great initiative by UNDP Forum about women in politics. Well, there were quite a number of outcomes, but one of them was to invoke Section 102 to have women representative in the House of Parliament, and of course the 22 reserved seats for women. Yeah. So those were, one of the two of those outcomes in what UNDP has said, and I guess they'll basically talk with the members of the parliament to see how they can be able to help women to be in the House of Parliament, because it's said that there's nobody there, but we can't sit down and cry. We've got to work and look for solutions and how we're going to make it happen.
Yeah. The other one was the part, like 167 women, only 60 odd women were actually sponsored by a party.
Yes.
All the rest of the 101 were independents.
Independent, yes, definitely.
So to me, that's another area, I think.
It is another area, and I guess if you want to get into politics, definitely you've got to be passionate about it. If you want to be in there, you've got to start planning and working now instead of waiting for the last days of election and you start running here and there. So you're going to make your mark now, not go and campaign, but do things that people will actually have confidence in you. Because one of the things I saw is that people want to believe that yes, you can do it, and one of them is confidence too. So those are the things that we need to really look into, and we have a long way to work at. We can't, like I said, we can't sit down and cry, but we've got to work and give men run for their money too.
That's true. in the list of outcomes that came out, which do you think, in your opinion, is the most important? Or which?
Well, basically the outcome is to have, one of the outcomes as well is to have more workshop for women who wants to contest for elections too, and be, I think what happened was that we had, there were workshops held just 2 or 3 weeks before the election. That was too short. If you want to prepare women, you got to put funding down. Put funding down to make sure that those who are interested in standing for politics, you've got to start the training now.
Yes.
Start training them now and practice. Bottom line is that money. First and foremost is money.
Yeah.
Yes.
It doesn't matter whether you're because political party too, there's not much support.
And I wonder about that, because I mean, same things that you're saying, like you're young, you're a woman. That's the same thing. I think I don't know about you, but I've faced that all my life. That's the same thing.
Same.
When I tried to get my first job, people kept saying, "Oh, you're young, you're Papua New Guinean, you're a woman. This is all you're going to get paid. This is all you're ever going to do. This and that." And so you're constantly pushing, and for us to get anywhere, I mean, even in politics, even in business, you've got to work 10 times harder than the man. That's the truth of it. I mean, they're hustling at bars and clubs and golf and God knows what, things that draw guys together. And we hustle over coffee dates. And
exactly.
So, and it's harder for us, and it's already like every boardroom you walk into, and I mean, I've been privileged to present in a lot of boardrooms. 9 times out of 10, I'm the only woman in that room. And it's kind of daunting when you stand there and think about it, but that's what's already set in place. So to even get in there, you've got to work 10 times harder just to get noticed. It's hard.
I share the same sentiments that Sylvia is saying, because I'm an entrepreneur myself, so every time, like when I'm in boards too, it's actually just, I'm the only female in the boardroom, so when you air your voice to say, no, this is the way we have to go, there are, there's 9 of them against you. So how are you going to get your message across? So we need to actually, work hard at that, because like as females too, they look at us differently,
They do.
But they don't realize that, yes, we're beautiful, we're intelligent, we're smart, we can get the things done.
Yeah. And okay, just very quickly, are you going to put your hand up for 2022?
Oh, definitely, yes.
Excellent. You've had your practice run now, campaign starts.
I might be in trouble for that, I gotta wait.
We need to take a quick break now. But up next, One Flag, One Country. We look at regionalism in Papua New Guinea and how it works with nationhood. That's next. Welcome back to Point of View. Well, it's that time of year when all the flags are flying. It's Independence time. But so many of these flags are not just red, black and gold, but every other colour under the sun, because the provincial flags also come out in force. Isabel Drummer went out onto the streets to talk to people about this.
A flag.
Yeah, me talk to side of flag. You saw one showing provincial flag blue, or you saw showing PNG flag?
I'm coming Independence Day straight. I'm pressing PNG flag, Papua New Guinea flag.
Do you raise the PNG flag or the central flag on Independence Day?
Central, National Capital District, and the PNG flag, 3 of them, yeah.
Okay, all right. Do you think regionalism is bad or good?
Good.
Do you raise your provincial flag or do you raise the PNG flag on Independence Day? For you personally?
I'd raise my provincial flag.
Okay, why is that?
Because we're in PNG, that's why.
It's really deep. Do you like Manus over PNG?
Yes.
Do you fly your provincial flag on Independence Day or the PNG flag?
I usually do both, Papua New Guinea and New Ireland.
Okay, cool. And do you think, okay, so I'm just going to ask you because you're a student, right? So do you think regionalism is bad or good?
Regionalism.
How we Papua New Guineans favor our own region as opposed to the PNG as a country as whole, as itself?
I think it's going to be in between. It's good and bad at the same time. But we must also, it's about our country gaining its independence, not about the provinces gaining their independence, which is not right, where like people bring up their flags and whatnot, but it's about us bringing a Papua New Guinea flag, so we should be proud about it.
Well, it certainly is colourful, but in terms of celebrating nationhood, it's kind of a bit of a strange conflict. What do you guys think of this?
I'm personally I feel Independence Day is about celebrating what makes us one country, and so on that theme of unity, I want to see the PNG flag. I was standing out at the museum the other day and I heard this flappy sound, and I look up and our flag, they just replaced it. It's beautiful and new and it's flapping in the wind. You get a sense of pride out of that because we are all, under one flag, we are the same. We are one country. So I'm really passionate about having the one flag out, especially on that day.
I think I would agree as well, because when we travel, we show the PNG flag. So instead of being regionalized, we need to make sure that we show one flag, which is our black, red and gold flag. And for me, yes, I would pretty much want to fly that flag than any other provincial flags. We are proud where we come from, but if we talk about unity, we need to make sure that everybody shows just Papua New Guinea flag.
Yeah, same, pretty much the same opinion. We're all really proud people. So proud, some of us. And we're all proud of where we come from, but at Independence Day, I think it's about all of us and getting together. I like the spirit of unity. What makes Papua New Guinea so unique is that how much diversity we have. So, in the world, we are set apart and how different and yet how one we are. So it's good, I think, to have the national flag,
That diversity, I feel like sometimes it's what creates problems with us. We're so busy representing our clan or our province or whatever where we're from that sometimes arguments or issues, they prop up just because we're from a different part of the country. But end of the day, we all still pay the same taxes, vote in the same system, go to the same banks, the same shops. So I kind of feel like that unity, we need to sort of break down that barrier a little bit. But whenever I talk about PNG, I don't just talk about New Ireland and how great New Ireland is, because New Ireland is great. But I talk about everything. People ask and I say, if you go up to the Highlands, it's like this, and if you go out to these areas, it's like that, and you should visit this place. I don't just talk about New Ireland, and I think that's something. I think that's something we all do, and I think that's what one flag and one anthem and one pledge that should represent that.
So tell us about the Unity March. That's the initiative that Governor Parkov has brought in for Independence Day.
I love that. He is just as passionate. I'm sure you've heard him speak about it before. And I've been there when there is no media around or anything and heard him talking to people about it as well. And it's the same thing, He wants everyone, Ncd especially, we're full up of so many different people from all over this country, and he wants us to all look at each other like we are the same, You're my brother, you're my sister, we can look after each other, we can work with each other, and it's the only thing that's going to bring us together is that one flag. Then he's going to push that theme of unity. So the Unity March is all about that. He's going to be walking from, and please join him if you like. So tomorrow morning, Sir Hubert Murray Stadium, all the way down Champions Parade to the Parga Hill Ring Road, where he'll deliver his independence address. But that march, 22 schools will be represented, the police band will be with them, and they'll all be carrying PNG flags and celebrating what makes us one. So again, I love...
Goosebumps.
That's going to be an amazing sight to see. Yeah, amazing.
Wonderful.
Well, we've got to take a very quick break again, but up next, what about the daughters? Is it time for an update for the words to our national anthem? That's next. Welcome back. Well, we were talking earlier about the dismal results for women in the national elections, and the reality is that we are facing the next 5 years without a woman's voice in Parliament, after having a record 3 in the previous Parliament, so it's a little bit of a letdown there. But since independence, there is one place where women and girls have never been recognised, and that is in the words of our national anthem. Isabel Drummer went asked to ask people what they think of this.
What do you guys think of the national anthem? Do you guys like our national anthem?
Yes.
Yeah. So in the first verse of the national anthem, it's "All will rise, all our sons of this land." Now, back in 2015 when the games was on, somebody had changed it and was like, "All our sons and daughters." What do you guys think of that? Do you think it should be changed, or do you guys like the new one? Or do you guys like the old one? Do you guys think we should stick to the old one?
Yeah, I like that old one.
Yeah, the old one is much better.
I'm no good plus song problem national anthem must be any met come now. Change him no good plus.
What do you think about the national anthem? In the first verse it goes, "All will rise, all our sons of this land." But in 2015 they did a slight change. They were like, "All our sons and daughters of this land." What do you think about that change?
Yeah, I'm not sure so, but the first one I suggest is the first song is it's good than the second one.
Okay, why is that?
No, because it's like it's the original people composed that song, so it needs to be like that.
So you're all about originality.
Yep.
Lo national anthem. Lo first verse mo "All rise, all our sons of this land." But 2015 will been change him. Now talk all our sons and daughters of this land. You one bell blue slow, or you like go back lo all the sons of this land?
No, me one bell.
Oh, you one bell also will change him.
No. So me one bell you kata one blood lo this land gula. So everybody's one land lo here, so some blood dividend you meet so me belat.
Well, that's our national anthem, "Oh Arise All Ye Sons of This Land." I think a lot of people may know that this is a very personal thing for me, and I'll explain why. When I was 7 years old, we got independence, and I remember we all would listen to the tune on the radio. There were a number of different tunes, and we got to choose our favourite. And "Oh Arise All Ye Sons" was number 7 on the list, and we were like, number 7, voting for number 7, right? We never heard the lyrics, did we? So I just heard the tune, the police band used to play it. So then when the lyrics, my teacher played it in class, and I was 7 years old and I was gutted. I put my hand up and said, "But what about the girls?" And so all the time I think, how many little girls are 7 years old listening to our anthem thinking that? So that's my opinion. Obviously I want it changed. What's your opinion?
I'm curious what was number 1 on that playlist.
I can't even remember.
No, I was born 2 years after.
I think that's an interesting one. I don't think that anywhere in history somebody intentionally left girls out of that. But what about your experience with the games and all of that, and the reaction that happened from that little? Did you change it in?
Yeah, so in one of the scenes, which is a theatrical scene, not in the protocol section, we were spreading a message of equality, equal opportunity for all, and lining it with our constitution. So we just found it a bit weird that here we were saying all this stuff about women, and then the anthem was just sons, especially when the constitution is all worded from front to back, he and she. Not just he. So, it was a it was in the context of artistic expression, just like all the ladies that wear their flags as Mary blouses. Same thing, artistic and, expression. And I was absolutely floored by the objection to it. I really was. It took me by surprise. I just thought, wow, why does everyone not want the girls to be recognised? What's wrong with us? I mean, that's the truth of it. Yeah, you're right though, Sylvia. The national anthem was written in a different era. It was written by an Australian man, not by a Papua New Guinean man, a guy called Thomas Shacklady, and he only had sons. The Australian national anthem was originally written...
Leave poor old Tom alone.
Poor old Tom, God rest his soul. I'm sure he's got granddaughters though, and I'm sure I can speak to one of them. They'd be happy to change it, because the Australian national anthem was the same. And it used to be Australian Sons Let Us Rejoice, and they changed it to Australians All for that exact reason. Yeah.
So that could be debatable. Maybe we can bring it up to our...
I don't think it's an issue of being debatable. I think it's actually necessary. It's 2017. You know.
Other countries are currently other countries are like currently voting on marriage equality, and we're still talking about whether we can be recognised as girls in the national anthem. So I think that, you know, there is a room to change. Do we need a whole new anthem? That's the other thing. You're saying it was written by somebody else, not a Papua New Guinean. Perhaps the way we view ourselves in general has changed, and we've got a lot of great artists out there at the moment that might have a great patriotic message that they could pen.
That could be something that we have to bring it out in the air and see what people say, like, you know.
Well, they had so much difficulty with the addition of one word. I'm not sure a whole song.
I know, that's the thing, right? But to me, the outrage indicated that the national anthem does mean something to people. It's not just a song. It's not just symbolic. People were genuinely like, oh, you can't do that. I think it might have had something to do with the fact that we omitted the second verse for timing reasons, and they thought that, you know, we were trying to cut God out of the anthem, which is absolutely wrong. I'm furious about that, because, you know, we had prayers, we had all sorts of things in that ceremony that were we had to get permission for. The prayer, they don't have that in the protocol, so we had to go and get special permission. So, you know, when we were then accused of being demonic satanic forces, it was actually in the paper. It was pretty bad. It's pretty extreme.
No, but I think it could be inclusive. It should be inclusive, because you need to recognize that, you know, there are actually women in Papua New Guinea. Like,
there's room for change, like Sylvia said. So maybe that's something that, you know, can be worked at. So we have to talk to the right people. Who do we talk to on that? You know,
a little old school in the sense that, I mean, I like our flag the way it is. I like our anthem the way it is. But I do feel like times have changed, and there's like how many little girls, the same as you are at 7, waking up around the country singing that anthem
every day at school.
It might just change a little bit mindset to add a new word.
I think
all. That's all it has to say.
Maybe all.
Yeah, well, that's it. You know, because I just lost my train of thought then. Hang on, just keep the shot on me while I pick it up. Because I was about to do wrap to the. Okay, ready? Yeah, because if we had equality in PNG, if we were not having these horrific stats of the violence against women and the then nobody would really, you know, recognize. Nobody would really mind. I think not as much, but I think if nothing else, but to have the debate.
This kind of goes back again to women being represented in Parliament. You said we had, 168 women? 67 out of thousands of contestants. You go back to that, unless you have equal numbers or even more women standing in the first place, you know, we're never going to get the same numbers that we do of men. So it's the same thing, equality.
Is it really? No.
Yeah, that's right. Well, we need to take a break again. And after the break, we test your knowledge about the history of our nation in our Independence Day quiz. Stay with us. Welcome back to Point of View. Well, independence fever has hit the country and we're all celebrating. But PNG didn't just spring up overnight. In fact, we're one of the most ancient cultures still surviving on Earth today. So in our quiz, we are going to take a journey through history, starting from time belong Tunguna. Okay, here we go. Multiple choice. First question is, archaeological evidence shows that humans first arrived in Papua New Guinea. Is it A, 9,000 years ago, B, 25,000 years ago, C, 42,000 years ago, or D, 60,000 years ago? Which
I like
one
how
is
you
it?
start with
Wow.
something really simple and
I'm
scientific.
trying to think back to my social
Let's go
science
back to the
classes.
I think
So
it's
I'm
B.
thinking it's
You
B.
think it's B?
I think it's B.
Yes.
B, Philly?
I'm going to say 60 because I think we're pretty old.
The answer is actually C, 42,000. But actually that's under debate. It could be D, 60,000. So archaeological evidence indicates that humans first arrived in Papua New Guinea around 42,000 to 45,000 years ago. But that's under debate now with more recent suggestions that it was more like 60,000 years. Scientists believe that these people were descendants of migrants out of Africa in one of the first waves of human migration, and they probably came by sea from Southeast Asia during the Ice Age period when the sea was lower and the distance between the islands was shorter. And the Sialum terraces on the coast of Finschhafen, that is the site on this mainland of the earliest evidence of humans found.
Yeah.
Wow, your place.
Big up
That's
Finschhafen. Okay, so yeah, there goes my regionalism. Okay,
Unity.
all right. So, although the first arrivals were hunters and gatherers, early evidence shows that people managed the forest environment to provide food, and Papua New Guineans did begin to plant gardens, the development of agriculture. So this happened in, is it A, 12,000 BC, B, 10,000 BC, C, 7,000 BC, D, 3,000 BC?
I have to go in a
A, B, C, D.
I'm going to say it. I hope my social science teacher isn't watching.
We need a refresher on this one.
I'm going to go A, 12,000.
12,000.
I was just going to go for B. I think I love my Bs.
B?
Yeah, I think it's A.
It could be
I
A.
think it's A.
It's actually C, 7,000 BC. So agriculture was actually independently developed in the highlands of Papua New Guinea around 7,000 BC. It's one of the few areas in the world where people independently domesticated plants. In fact, I think it's only one. About the same time as we were developing it in the highlands, it was being developed in Mesopotamia and Egypt. So, you know, it's like independently, separately at the same time. So we have the Cook Agriculture Plains in the Western Highlands is where the evidence of that is.
So
Amazing.
could
We
be
invented gardening.
Yeah, the cradle of civilization.
Oh, we
is
are.
actually here.
Yeah, well, they say that. We invented gardening. That's why we just garden. Okay, question number 3. Papua New Guinea has how many official languages? A, 800, B, 4, C, 3, or D, 2?
Obviously, that is
Okay.
A.
No,
Official languages.
Official languages.
Official languages.
C,
Okay.
I think.
That's, man, I think I don't know that.
I'm going C.
Okay, Sylvia, C, 3 languages. Philly,
D, I'm guessing on this
D,
one.
2 languages?
There are like 6 official languages in my house.
Okay.
But C is 3. I think it's 3.
3. Actually, it's B. Yes, PNG has 4 official languages: English, Tok Pisin, Hirimotu, and Sign Language, which was introduced recently. It's been officially adopted. It's now an official language.
Yeah, love it.
So good, yeah,
So good.
I know. Okay, question number 4. Kaukau, sweet potato, originated in A, Portugal, B, South America, C, the Highlands, or D, New Guinea Islands?
Wow.
Go.
Cacao. I think B, South America.
I was thinking of the same too.
Yeah, Philly?
I, in my heart of heart, believe that this came from the Highlands and nowhere else.
Of course, her Highlands produce the most cacao around the country too.
Okay, so the answer is actually B, South America. It originated from. In the 18th century, traders brought it to Papua New Guinea where it became adopted and was part of the staple diet. Portuguese traders actually got it from South America and introduced it to the Moluccas, which is over Indonesia way. And its far higher crop yields from sweet potato gardens radically transformed our traditional agriculture and society. Sweet potato ended up taking over taro as the main food, and this resulted in a significant increase in the population of the highlands. There was potato was the reason that sweet cacao was the reason the population of highlands exploded.
Cacao babies.
Oh my goodness. Okay, number 5. Papua New Guinea was first colonized by, is it A, Germany, B, Britain, C, none of the above, D, all of the above?
I think
it's A.
B. be because we were Britain colony at the first place, and then we get independence, but then it's Germany and Britain.
All I know is the Germans built our Buluminski highway, so I'm going A.
You're going A? Okay. You're going B?
Yes.
I go A.
Okay, so the answer is D. All of the above.
Okay.
So the British annexed the southern part of the island in 1883, Papua, and the Germans annexed the northern part in 1884, German New Guinea. And it wasn't until after World War II in 1945 that we were joined to become a territory of Papua New Guinea.
One unity, one country.
So there you go. World War II made it. You know, how we went to war with Hitler. Yeah, that was the end of it. That was the. Well, we didn't. We didn't. Yeah. We were just sitting there going, "What's going on?" Enter the beautiful fuzzy wuzzies.
Yes.
Okay. Question number 6. PNG was granted independence by which colonial power? Is it A, Germany, B, Britain, C, Australia, or D, the Netherlands?
C, I believe.
C.
Yeah.
Yes, Australia.
Yeah, Australia.
Trick questions.
I'm giving you trick questions.
I think so.
Because I thought this might be an easy one.
Alex.
I've given you answers that put doubt in your mind.
Yes.
Exactly.
Okay. So A, Germany, B, Britain, C, Australia, D, Netherlands. Which one? Have a guess.
C.
Australia.
Australia, mate. Yes. PNG was granted independence from Australia in 1975 under the Prime Ministership of Gough Whitlam, who was also famous for handing traditional lands back to the Aboriginal people. He was a bit of a legend. Because in September 1906 we came under the control of Australia, for the British gave us to Australia. So that's how that happened. There you go. Okay, question number 7. The first elections were held in Papua New Guinea in A, 1972, B, 1973, C, 1975, or D, 1977?
That was my year of birth. Was it? Yes. So I wasn't born then.
I was going to say, I think B. I think there was we had an election before we officially.
Yeah. So it is 72 or 73, if I can remember.
Okay, so it's either you're saying you're
I'm
going
saying B. I'm saying B.
B.
I'm going to say A.
Okay.
You have to pick a side.
All right. Well, the correct answer is A. Hooray!
Oh my God.
Everyone's got one right so far.
One.
It was the elections in 1972 resulted in the formation of a ministry headed by Chief Minister Michael Samaru, and he pledged to lead the country to self-governance and then to independence. And PNG actually became self-governing on the 1st of December 73, and we achieved independence a couple of years later. So there you go. Okay, next question. In the first election after independence in 1977, who became our new Prime Minister? Is it A, Michael Samaru, B, Sir Julius Chan, C, Pius Wingti, or D, Sir John Guise? This is after the first election. So after in 1977 we had the very first national elections. Who became our new Prime Minister?
Yeah, I'm not actually sure.
Was the governor.
I'm just going to say A.
A, Michael Samaru from Sylvia.
Sir John Guise maybe, but he was a governor then, maybe. Yeah. C, I go. C.
Okay, Philma?
I'll just go with the founding father.
Okay, yep, that's correct. The answer is Grand Chief Michael Samaru. Well, he was Michael Samaru.
After, yes. Okay.
He was Michael Samaru. It confirmed Prime Minister Michael Samaru in 1977, which was headed by a coalition. The government was headed by a fungal coalition. Yeah. But this is what was confusing. Because he lost government through a vote of no confidence in 1980, so only 3 years in.
Yeah.
It was replaced by a new cabinet headed by Sir Julius Chan, People's Progress Party, and thus began the revolving door of votes of no confidence.
I was going to say, we've kept up some traditions.
Succession of prime ministers that continue to characterise PNG national politics. Plethora of parties, coalition governments, shifting loyalties, votes of no confidence.
Very interesting.
All adding to the air of instability that we have
PNG
here.
Politics is very interesting always.
Yeah. So now we have new legislation introduced that new governments are immune to no confidence votes until after the first 18 months in the thing. Thank goodness. At least we've got 18 months of 18 months of number playing.
And then it gets interesting again.
And our final question: who officially holds power over the nation of Papua New Guinea? Is it A, the Queen, B, the Governor General, C, the Prime Minister, or D, the people?
Man, I'm hoping that somewhere written in some document somewhere it says the people, so I'm going to go
You're going to go with D, the people?
Yes.
D, the people?
Yes.
Hoping that's official.
Mate, I don't know.
Like the Queen, the Commonwealth, the Governor General, of course, yes, and Prime Minister too, but then...
Can I just say all of them?
It looks like...
No, you can't do that. You have to pick one. Pick one.
No.
I'm going to say the Queen.
Okay,
The Queen.
well, the answer is D, the people.
Yay!
So... The preamble to our constitution, which is the mama law of our country, states that all power belongs to the people, acting through their duly elected representatives. So that's our constitution, and so I say we have the power,
Yes.
and those people that sit in the big house, they work for us.
Yes.
That's how it is.
It's the other way around.
The Queen is our head of state.
Yes.
And the Governor General represents her in our country, and so when
Exactly.
legislation is passed, he signs off on it, and it's just a symbolic
Sorry.
relic from
Respect.
our...
Sorry, Queen.
Yeah.
Good old Queenie, she's all right.
And that concludes our Point of View Independence Day quiz.
Hey, how many did we get right?
Where
not count on
it's
it.
not whether you win or
yes,
lose,
right.
but what you learn in the process.
Exactly.
That's our little
It's very
tagline.
educational.
Learn a lot.
Very educational.
We're going to take a quick break now, but after the break, some music, especially for you on Independence Day. It's The Vibe Unplugged as this week's Artist in Residence. Welcome back to Point of Views. Well, ladies and gentlemen, in today's Artist in Residence, here's The Vibe, back again with another original song, something fitting for Independence Day, called Unity.
Oh yeah, oh change, 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 and now that you're older, and now that you're wiser. Blowing in like the warm September wind. We will dream, we will strive, we will move in unity. We will dream, we will strive, we will move in unity and make a change, 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 and make a change, 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 change. And make a change, 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 and make a change, 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 change. Oh, oh yeah. And now that you're older, and now that you're wiser, we've come a long, long way, facing challenges each day. Changes blowing in like a warm September wind. We will dream, we will strive, we will move in unity. We will dream, we will strive, we will move in unity and make the change, 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 and make the change, 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 change. And make the change, 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 change. And make the change, 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 change. From the highlands to the valleys, coastal shores to the islands, different tribes and different tongues. We are Papua New Guinea. Now the change is blowing in like a warm September wind. Yeah, we will dream, we will strive, we will move in unity. We will dream, we will strive, we will move in unity. And make the change, 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 change. 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 And make a 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 change.
Ah, the vibe. What amazing harmonies. Just such talent, those girls. So that's about it for us today. Before we go, just a quick final say from all of our people on the panel. Philma, I'll start with you.
Sure. Happy Independence, everyone. Celebrate with your family, friends. Don't cause trouble. Don't cause trouble. You know, be kind. Help your mamas out. Buy some food from the stalls and go down to the Independence Day, Independence Week Festival Street.
Yeah.
Am I saying it right?
Yes.
Yes, go down there. Paga Hill.
Paga Hill Ring Road.
Yes.
Okay, Vani.
Happy Independence, everyone, and of course, you know, happy celebrations. It's a time to celebrate our independence and of course spread the love. But I will be back, going back to my village to dance traditional dancing. So whatever you're doing, have lots of fun.
Excellent. Sylvia.
Yeah, have a great and wonderful Independence celebration. I hope I'll see you down at the Ncd Street Festival at Paga Hill, and yeah, just come along and enjoy yourselves.
Thank you very much. And yes, I will be down at the Street Festival as well. I'll be there for the Unity March. I think it's going to be a wonderful day. Looking forward to seeing a sea of black, red and gold.
Yes.
Bring your PNG flag. And that's it for today. Just a reminder about our You Missed Up Safe block parties. If you want one in your neighbourhood, send us a note through our Facebook page and just tell us in a few words why you want us to come to your neighbourhood. And in the meantime, please stay safe, be kind to each other, and we'll see you next time on Point of View. Happy Independence.